It's on?
Yep. That's how we started every time. Just trying to make sure the shit's working.
Yo, for real, for real.
Make sure you hear me, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Gotta get on this hard body.
Yeah, especially because fucking what happened last time? Niggas got fucking taken down off of YouTube.
Yeah. Nah,
Bruh.
for real,
What?
that was, even though, the possibility was there and understood, it was still like, damn, like, y'all really did that though.
I was still shocked, yes.
Yeah,
Indeed, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were shocked, but I hope you were, because I don't know where you guys watch us, but we're also on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, Spotify, Anchor, all that other stuff too. But
Yeah.
it was just like, the first person, the first group, because it's one of those things that we keep talking about. How everybody's watching, everybody got tabs on whatever, you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
you speaking the truth, they take you down.
Right. So this is name dropping episode what, 3 or 4?
4.
Four.
Well,
Episode 4.
I guess 3.1, because the motherfuckers took us all down
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah. No, but it's still up though on the Facebook
Yeah.
and other platforms.
Oh,
like he was saying.
and on
Rumble.
yeah, Rumble. That's a new thing. So Rumble's lit.
Rumble been out, but
Well,
it's new for us to be on it.
Yes.
But Rumble been out. But in commemoration of that bullshit, here's this.
Hmm.
I'm gonna play it right now. Let me get my apparatus.
So you guys know what we talking about.
We're about to look at the deeper meaning behind this Buffalo shooting that just happened 8 days ago. So as you should know, this 18-year-old guy right here woke up one morning, drove 200 miles to a grocery store in Buffalo, and he shot and killed 10 people and injured 3 of them. And now they're only talking about him being charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. And I think I know which murder they're talking about. This man right here named Aaron Salter, one of the victims, was on the news a couple of months ago, and he was talking about his invention that he made of an engine that could literally run off water.
But one of his true passions was science. He built a lab in his garage where he spent countless hours working to develop an engine that could run on water.
It's not running off of gas fuel? No, there's no gas fuel. There's no gas fuel.
The last person to even speak about having a water power engine was this dude Stanley Meyer back in 1998. And just like Aaron Salter, he also went on the news to speak about his invention on creating a water-powered engine. So he then got confronted by the Pentagon, and they told him that they would get his invention massively produced, and they would give him a large sum of money if he signs this deal with them. So he agreed to it. So they then went to a restaurant to get something to eat and to sign some papers and to finalize this agreement. So midway of him signing these papers, he immediately knew something was wrong. He got up from the table and ran outside to where his brother was, and he said, "They have poisoned me, they poisoned me." And then he died that day. So you gotta understand that if one of these two individuals got their water-powered engine mass-produced on a global level, then the whole oil industry and gasoline industry would collapse. Everybody would be using water for gas, and nobody would be using gasoline no more. And the oil industry would literally lose billions and billions of dollars. Every time somebody ever comes out with an invention to affect these billion-dollar corporations, they end up dying. Every time somebody comes out for a cure for a disease, they end up dying. And almost every time that somebody starts exposing the government, Hollywood, or the music industry, they randomly end up dying. All of these deaths are not random coincidences. These were all strategic murders, especially Aaron Salter. And I'm sending love and condolences to all the family members that lost a relative at the Buffalo shooting.
That's at ak.sean1 and Craig Cisco on my bad guys, on TikTok. So check it out. And that's a perfect segue and a perfect connection to last week's show and this week's show. It's a connection to last week's show because it goes along with what we were saying about the people who how people in power practice the art or the principles of Satanism, where they will take out other people for their bottom line, you know?
Yep.
And then it connects to today's show because the shooter in this case would be today's episode's name, Plant. Oh, you know what I'm saying? A plant. We're talking about plants today, guys.
We talk about plants.
Plants. Not
Plants.
the kind of God.
Yeah. Yes. And this, I feel like this topic right here is definitely important, because if this right here doesn't help you see that keywords. I don't want to get canceled. This doesn't help you see that people who have power or people who are in charge or people who run the world, behind other people, like, if this doesn't open your eyes for it, then I don't know what it will. So this dude, what was it? Did we get the dude's name from the killer's guy, the shooter's name?
I forgot his name.
All right,
But I mean, at this point, everybody knows his name.
right. So the shooter, the Buffalo shooter, right?
Hmm.
He got charged with one count of first degree murder.
I'm sorry, guys. I know that shit keeps playing.
It's sound effects. We working on it. But he got charged with one count of first degree murder. Now you just told me, or I just listened to the video. He got 10 people and injured 3, and and he's only getting charged for one whatever. So like, why would he be getting charged for one murder or first degree if he did 10 and injured 3 other people? Why else would you get off? Like, in the hood we call them snitches, but in the American world we call them okay.
Nah, this is out of control over here. But go ahead, my bad.
But we call them plants in America. In the in the whole atmosphere of things that's going on, the life that we live in, controlled by the people that we think are helping us out. Like, they do that, like, we talk about stupidity and how they control you through, your emotions and your brain and whatever. But this one right here ties into fear as well, because not only do they have you believing that it's just a random shooting or whatever, massacre or whatever, he just goes down there and did the shit. They got you thinking that can happen anywhere now. And I mean, it definitely can, but there's a reason why that shit happens. And I heard before, well, you told me before that, 2 weeks before that, this dude, the shooter, was scoping out the place. So you're telling me he was scoping out Walmart just to scope out Walmart? Or was he scoping out Walmart because something is important that's happening in there? Or somebody keeps walking in there at certain points in times of the day? You know what I mean? Because you could have shot, if you just woke up one day and decided to shoot up a Walmart, then
You just go and do that.
You just do that.
You're not
Yeah.
fucking. You know what I'm saying? You're not fucking you're not planning that shit, because there's always going to be people there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you want to cause some carnage, cause carnage. You think Joker plans his shit? He just go and do that.
I mean, he does, but
he does.
He don't care who's around.
Exactly.
What I mean?
It's not in that manner, but
Right.
it's like, a lot of people, want to mark people who question this event as insensitive or conspiracy theories. That's my go-to term to bring up, because that's a blanket term that people use to disqualify another person's thoughts or another person's perspective on a situation. So, people have, I don't know. I always just personally be projecting, but I understand that there are people out there that believe the narrative, the mainstream narrative. So me saying something that goes against it, they automatically is labeling me as somebody that they shouldn't have. They're not going to listen to. So for those people, I'm blanket terming them by saying that these people they'll call someone like me insensitive or something along those lines, because I'm saying that this person went and did that not because of some racial shit, not because of some heartless, just random shit. It's really on some coordinated, organized stuff. That's why people, because what's the number one thing people keep saying? Oh, he was able to get arrested and walk out and da da da. So that's not strange to you, because look how many times there's an active shooter in a whatever event and they get killed because they have a gun. The authorities will kill them because, what I'm saying, that person has a weapon. Mm-hmm. How did this person get handcuffed and walked out of that place? It must have been because he is actually a part of them. Like, those are usually the people that don't get shot up, is because they are a part of that system on some level.
And let's bring up another person. We all know this nigga's name. Sorry. Straight up. We all know this man's name. Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Yes.
So what he did the same, almost. I mean, not almost the same thing, obviously, but he was shooting up people, you know, and doing whatever, and they walked him out too. And then what did y'all? I don't know if y'all saw, but then we see him with pictures next to the judge. We see him with him laughing in the courtroom. We see him fake crying on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, I don't know who the target was in that shooting, but I guarantee you there was some important ass motherfuckers over there. I'm just saying, cause like, you know, these are the people we call plants. These are the people that are there to fuck shit up, to be taking the fall for whatever. Cause
Right.
after the shit goes down, you probably won't hear about that person no more. Oh, he was freed, or he got sentenced to whatever, or he gets, and then that's it.
Exactly. Like on some Jason Bourne, like dog, y'all watch these movies and then want to act all brand new when somebody like us is saying, "Oh well, this is actually happening in real life right now,
Thank
and
you.
here's the example,
Come
or here's
on.
the evidence to support what we're saying," and then they'll just automatically disqualify what we're saying because reasons. And I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
like nigga or person, but nigga though.
Well,
Um,
come on.
relax, bro, because we're really. I'm not wasting my time. You think I want to waste my time talking to you? I could easily just sit here with the homies and just have this conversation and go about my day. But it's the audacity of the powers that be, at this point to keep insulting our intelligence, and
Mm-hmm.
then I see where they get that boldness from because of people like you guys that want to just believe it so badly, want to go along with it, and just go along with it. It's not even no questions about it, just outrage, just tweets online, just putting up, you know, Ukraine flag or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys
Exactly.
just put the little things on your profiles. That type of stuff drives me crazy because it's just like, wow, you just gonna go along with it? Not
Mhm.
did you ask any questions? Like I could tell you didn't ask any questions because this shit just happened yesterday, and
Thank
you
you.
already putting up. You know what I'm saying? You already putting up symbols to talk about solidarity about it. Nah, bro, you can't be doing that because you're empowering. You're empowering possible lies. You're empowering all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the day, I could go and show you a freaking video of like somebody doing something extraordinary, and you'll be like, nah, that's CGI. That's fake. Okay, so if you already have the knowledge that things on the internet can be faked, then that means all things on the internet can be fake. So you should be cognizant and like cautious when even a news story is being put in your face. Like, come on, like all of it has to be questioned.
For real though.
If you are, especially if you're a believer of the Bible and stuff and those stories, especially the Book of Revelations, particularly, you should have you person who's listening right now who is in this category should be freaking like on alert at all times because there's a lot of signs and wonders that are happening right now that suit and fit into that narrative. So you should be like, whoa, let me sit down and listen to these people. Let me type some words. You know what I'm saying? Let me type some words in their comment section. Let's start a dialogue.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's ultimately what I would like to see out of these podcasts, these little, whatever you want to call them. I don't give a shit about if it's called podcast or fucking whatever the fuck.
Message, nigga.
You know, um, we're just that's what I would ultimately like to see because I need to know that something is being softened up, like it's being broken up, like doors is being opened in your
Right.
mind.
It's starting to make sense to you.
Starting to make sense to you, and you can make some sense to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could clarify some stuff for me, like, cause I'm still under the belief that we still at the surface, we barely under the surface, barely under the surface. You can see us from the surface. That's how You know what I'm saying? That's how under the surface we are. We basically like
You know how you get.
just my ankles is under the ground. Like
I was
that's
gonna
it.
say, you know how you get trapped under the ice, nigga. You can still bang at the top.
You know what I'm
and you
saying?
can see me like, yo.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Because it's in like I know we talking about shooters and you know what I'm saying people who doing mass shootings and shit, but you really gotta really look at it. How many movies have you seen where people go in, right? People, I don't want to say, but I'm gonna say specially trained people, specially trained teams. You've seen it on action movies or whatever. They go in, right? They're like, oh, take out the one person, but I want the other people alive, or vice versa, or however. So you don't think that it's just that easy for. They make movies about it. It's not. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to you that they could just be like, all right, well, this is what happened, and bring them out alive. Like they bring people out alive that they want in movies. They don't want that person dead. They don't. You know what I mean? They want to make it a show or spectacle or like control your emotions. All that, man. We talk about it all the time. Like I don't know how many times I can pertain the same shit we talk about in every episode to every fucking whatever's happening. Like it doesn't make sense that I still have to say this over and over for people to really get it. Like you should already know that. What is it? Art imitates life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? That's a saying. That's a fucking saying that people say. So what does that mean? That well, people only make things based off of what happened in real life. You know what I'm saying? So okay, great. So we make school shooting movies. We make bomber movies. We make war movies. We make movies about that. You know what?
Espionage, all that.
Thank you. Archer. Listen, there's a show called Archer. If you don't know what Archer is, like, go look it up. It's on FX, whatever. It's literally called ISIS. The group of the people that go do the crazy shit is called ISIS.
Right.
Do I gotta do more? Do I gotta say more?
Is it necessary for this man to do further, description of it? Because we like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, come on. But
it's
seriously,
right there.
Seriously, it is all right there, and it always is right there. And I always think about those people who make these things and who approve these things, and particularly how much of a laugh they just get every day, saying like, "Wow, we literally are telling them, and they're fucking still going along with it."
Right. They still talking
It's
about
so
it's
crazy.
lit, it's nice, it's cool.
But
But it's not splishing though. I'm just
right,
kidding.
it's not. But to like still get back onto the topic, these plants, these people who some people will say, oh, MK Ultra or those type of, you watch freaking, what's that movie called? Avengers or Black Widows particularly. You guys seen the Red Room? You know what I'm saying? If you're a comic book fan, you know what I'm talking about. The Red Room. I the things like the Red Room and all that stuff exist. All of these or Manchurian Candidate, all that type of stuff exists in real life where they do hypnosis and stuff. You guys will go to a show and there'll be somebody doing hypnosis and you think, oh man, this is so cool, this is so dope. But that is just the surface stuff that they're allowing you to participate in for fun. But y'all don't think further than that, like that somebody who knows these techniques could use this for diabolical means, or what I'm saying, nefarious purposes. You know what I mean? Put that into perspective.
For real. Fucking the new movie that just came out. Yo, y'all gonna laugh, but I need y'all to hear that shit. Listen. So like, the movie Doctor Strange, right? Just came out, the part 2 shit, right? And listen, in that movie, before that, in that movie, like, Wanda, right? Oh, name dropping for real this time. Wanda is in the movie and she's fucking meditating. First of all, meditation is lit. It's real. It happens. You need it. We all need it. And it actually gives you the power to do things that you didn't think were possible. They call it dream walking. in that movie. But basically, she's meditating and she's sending her consciousness to another realm or another metaverse. You know what I mean? So think about that already. Like she's already projecting her consciousness in another world or another realm. Like you don't think that is already been done? You never heard the stories about or the movie? What's that movie? The King's. Shit. What's that? The Knightsman, the King's.
Oh, Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing too. You don't think that they got like special agents that they took from babies and whatever and fucking trained them to be something? Like you can really look this shit up, and it might not give you whatever, but it'll give you some type of life that art is imitating right now.
Right.
Come on.
Exactly.
And what's the other one? There's another one. What's the other one? That new one that was on there. Oh my god. There was like 6 people. There's a time traveler or a warper or whatever. It's on Netflix, and it was like It was like I don't know how many seasons it was, but it was a huge hit. But basically, they took the babies, or there was this dude that was going around, rich motherfucker. They always have to be a rich man, follow the money, and he was going around and just rounding up all these orphans or these babies that he thought had a power because they were born on a certain whatever, and he brought them together.
Yo, that's what I was just saying too.
Motherfucker could be X-Man.
I was just saying that the other day, like the event that happened a couple of days ago at that school. To me, I look at that as like that was a roundup. Them, I don't think nothing happened to them kids other than that they got kidnapped and taken out of there because they probably knew, oh, there's somebody in this class that got, or there's some kids in this class that got certain genes, you know what I'm saying, that we want, certain whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way we can get them if, we do it like this, so I'm like, that's literally, that's like it was one of my genuine thoughts that I had, because I'm like, yo, there's no way, there's two events of the similar going on, you know what I mean? And I'm like, bruh, there's always more to the story that we are not going to be told, and it's going to always sound outlandish when somebody says something like what I'm saying right now, so I'm already not going to get no credit for it, but it's just something I thought about, so yeah, anyways, these plants that they be having, they know how to design them and apply them into the society, to be honest. The thing that inspired us to do this episode today.
Oh yeah, I want y'all to really hear this one. What do y'all think about that?
This is, man, LUPE FIASCO, guys. That's the name that's being dropped officially.
Official tactic.
Official dropping right here. This man wanna have a whole article written about how he's about to go to MIT to teach hip hop lyricism type stuff. And the average person that's probably listening to this is gonna be like, what's wrong with that? That's good,
That's so dope.
But a person like me, I look at that like, that's MIT. What's that stand for? Massachusetts Institute of Technology. What the fuck is hip hop, rapping, all of that have to do with technology, my G? You feel me? Lyricism, all that.
He's not wrong.
What does it have to do with that? These are students that are there to, advance technology and science and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So where in the space of that is that applicable? This hip hop stuff.
And on top of that, like, who is going to MIT right now to study, like you said, to study that? But who's at MIT right now, though? It's not, I don't want to be this guy, but it's not like people of, it's not centered around people of who would appreciate, I feel like, who would appreciate that.
Right.
So then it's like, okay, so MIT technology, is it another, I don't want to say plant, but I'm going to use the word plant, because are you taking our our information, our creators, our whatever. So to help you guys understand what happens in rap.
You know what I'm saying? Is it right? Are you guys now trying to use the cadences and, and the lyrics and all the tones and all that to create algorithms and all that stuff to computerize the feelings and sensations that things like hip hop and deep lyrics imbue on others? You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, again, it makes you think, and then for somebody like for Lupe to do that, I feel like that goes against everything that
His hustling ethics.
his principles and stuff that he had preached upon us for many
Once
years.
upon a time,
you know what I'm
right?
saying? Once upon a time that he did. I feel like if anything, if you were gonna do that, you would go to a HBCU, if anything. But the fact that you go there, where the majority of the students are not of the melanated faction.
Beneficiaries or whatever.
You know what I'm saying? Melanated beneficiaries ain't out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Melanated trustees out here. You know what I'm saying?
Melanationaries.
Just the fact that fact alone woke my mind up to think like, who are you working for now? You know what I mean? Like, it made me question you now. You know what I'm saying? It made me question him. You know what I'm saying? And then we were like, yo, we gotta do an episode about plants because that's some
plant shit.
Some plant shit right there,
shit, bro. Like, I'm not. All right, listen. I'm also not gonna say like Lupe Fiasco isn't the man. All right, like, listen. I bought the music. I bought one album. I listened to this shit. I listened to Hurt Me Soul just the other day. Hurt Me Soul was literally had its my masterpiece mean to you know what I mean. If you go listen to that song Hurt Me Soul and then be like, you say those things, but yeah, you're gonna go do this thing that you're doing. Now, again, I'm not bashing Lupe Fiasco. I say that to say this: come defend yourself on here with us to talk about it, because I really need to know what your intentions were. Yeah, what was your intentions behind that?
For real.
Because like you said, HBCU, there's also RCC right here. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole community across the bridge that would benefit from, say, you speaking and teaching the knowledge that you're going to go bestow on somebody else that can afford it. Is that what you're doing? Is that what it's about? See, because now we're gonna get disrespectful, and I don't want to do that because I actually really like you as an artist.
Right. And again, like my whole thing is that from these elite schools come these elite handlers, you know what I'm saying, or manipulators,
plant handlers.
You know what I'm saying. So you yourself may be thinking, Lupe, could be thinking, yeah, I'm just trying to bless people with some knowledge, some education. But this could be students that's in there who, like you were talking about before, were already taken as freaking little kids to become the next type of leaders later on in the future. So their mindset is gonna not be as pure as yours, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this information, this knowledge now to further the progression of whatever it is, whatever the agenda is, Right. And that was really on my head. I genuinely felt this, and some people in the comments were like, "Yo, we gotta start gatekeeping our shit. Like, can't just be out here putting it out." And I fully 100% felt that sentiment because it's like, yo, why
give up the codes?
Why give up the codes? Why give up the frequencies?
Right.
People who have understanding of science and stuff, we agree that everything is a frequency. Light is a frequency, sound is a frequency, and so on and so forth. So to give up things like a hip hop frequency, that's crazy. That's insane to me. Like,
that's literally control.
That's literally control for real. We already talk about how the music influences us. Now we about to give it to strangers to do whatever they want to do with it. That's so dumb, and that's what I'm saying. And then that makes me that's what makes me feel like you're a plant, Lupe, because now you already was speaking against this type of stuff, and you out here doing it, supporting it, and fueling it, putting a battery in it. Like, what are you doing? What are you
Exactly.
doing?
Like you already hear, we already hear it. We've already heard the story how people manipulate this, manipulate that. You know, the hurts of this will make you feel a certain way. You know, the frequency of that will make you feel a certain way. Like, and you know that shit. Like, I know you know that shit. And that's the stuff we're talking about. Because you're going to literally give that away. Here's how you do it. Here's the culture. Here's how you bring pain. And here's how you bring friggin' emotion into the music. Here's how you touch a. Who the fuck does hip hop benefit, my nigga? Us, right? So you're giving the control over to people who are gonna grow with the money and the instruments and the objects and the utensils and the friggin' the whole shit to take over.
That's another aspect of it. You know, look, fuck all that other conspiracy stuff I'm saying, but like, how are you gonna help people that's basically already was good? Like, they made it to MIT. They're good. Like, they don't really they're gonna have a good life out of that.
Right.
You, you would be better off going to a school like you were saying, RCC or wherever, that they will really appreciate and utilize this knowledge and these talents properly to further their own lives. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, oh my gosh, it's I don't know.
It's just it's just not angering, but it's just like what the fuck, you know? Surprise, I guess. Surprise, nigga. Like you guys thought y'all were gonna get it, but we're gonna give it to someone else. You know, kind of thing. Like, like, like again, like we always talk about how there's differences in resources between everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, most people over here are doing the rap shit. Doing the rap shit, you know what I'm saying? In the hood. That's where it comes from. That is how we get through shit. Like, there's just so many things that that you're just gonna, I don't know. Maybe your curriculum's gonna be different, maybe, but as far as I'm concerned, I used a lot of hip hop to be who I am, to
Right.
keep my cool, to be, don't push me, you know what I'm saying, close to I'm just trying to finish edge, cause, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to finish that, but you know what I'm saying, like, that's in my head, like, that's where I get it, that, like, how are people gonna go over, how are you gonna go over there, are people gonna relate to you, you think people are gonna relate, you think what, like, what did they give you, what did they do, because I would love to give, not even give, just to have you on the show, because you're gonna go give away jewels. You might just drop them over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
facts.
Well, I'm gonna walk to MIT and be like, oh, Lupe's here. Like,
Right, facts.
come on, my G.
And that's major facts. What you're saying, like, come on, man. You know, I ain't trying to sound like a thirsty hoe, but you really do need to come on the show and give some clarity, because I know nobody else is talking about this. So when you hear about this, it's gonna be from us, because nobody's thinking like that. Because everybody's thinking low scale, like, oh yeah, did it. But now we fourth and fifth up to ninth dimensional thinkers.
Mm.
So we're not just
Scene.
accepting that what
Right.
the first thing we see. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're gonna look at it and open it more and more and more, because it can open more and more and more. You know,
Because it goes deeper.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put the hashtag follow the money on your butt.
follow the money.
Follow the money.
How far have you fallen? You know, you left the rap game to do this.
To sell out?
Like, that's crazy.
My bad, I didn't mean to say that.
That's crazy though.
But that's what it looks like. So again, come defend yourself. But you're not, and again, like, you know, like, and it's not like you're, you know, it's not like he's the only one or you're the only one or whatever. You know, it's just recent shit that we're talking about and you happen to fit into it. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, why are you fitting into it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't think we'd have to be like, well, let me look at it from a different perspective. And oh, Lupe's here. You know what I mean? We were trying to talk about other to open people's eyes, but you're gonna be the one that helps. I need that. We need that. I want that. And it's
Right.
okay though. You'll be
Right.
alright. But again, based off that idea of putting teaching or giving away secrets and stuff like that's in movies all the time. Like how many times there is a movie, or not a movie, but like same idea, I guess. Can we make this can this be the same idea of say remember the KKK people?
Mhm.
And they had that black dude go in there and he was just like, yo nigga, like, nah, you got me. He tried to change his shit from the inside out.
Mhm.
I mean, could that be the same thing? Could
Oh,
that
that's
be?
definitely the same
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Same
Like
thing, yeah.
that's I don't want to have
That's
to.
definitely the same thing.
I don't want to have to start pulling examples to put on things that you're doing. So if you're doing this shit to be better the environment, better the shit, show me. Tell me how. Are you going in there to bring other people in there with you? That's what I need to know. That type of thing. But this show ain't even about him. He's just one person that
Right.
does things
Right.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we talked about a lot of people already, like the Buffalo shooter. We did this already. Like, there's just mad people. Like, even think about it. Like, even if you're not a plant at first, right? How many people get arrested, and then they're like, "Yo, listen, we'll give you this deal if you say these things about this person."
Right.
That's not. I mean, that happens. It's the same shit. It's the same shit to give up, to turn on, to go against the people. It's all the same thing. Or to spark fear, to spark big conflict, or to separate everybody. Like even we're gonna talk. Even the presidents could be plants. Listen, we got candidates, right? We talk about this all the time. Red and blue, the fucking, what is it, elephant and donkey or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they go on there and they're like, we're gonna do this. We're on this side, we're gonna fucking make sure the world hunger is reduced. Oh, on this side, we're gonna make sure that you get the health care. Oh, on this side, and then you get the shit. You put the person in office, and then you watch it all crumble. Right? You're paying $89.99 for gas now. $89.99, my nigga. What? That's a gallon, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these plans are imposters, people that are there to just be the front, to be the, hey, listen, it's gonna be alright, cause I'm not gonna be here when you elect me. And then they leave, or they're still there, but then you're like, what's happening? What happened? How did the motherfuckers get this information? Why is this happening to me? Why is there a shortage of formula? Why is there war still going on? Why is there whatever, right? Because you voted a plant in to the office to sit in the window and look outside. He's not in control. You motherfuckers ain't in control. These are people here, and figures. They might not even be people. They might be fucking robots, my nigga, to spark outrage. And we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna say this, and y'all gonna hate me for it. Watch this though. George Floyd he may have really been killed by the officer, you know what I'm saying, with the knee on the neck or whatever. But I saw videos about that's not even a real motherfucking breathing person. Well, guess what happened? Racism sparked from that shit. Fear, exited, blah, 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 whatever the fuck you want to call it. Something came from that. And the whole world was on it. That's a plant. Sits in the window, looks nice, and grows. Because you give it energy. You talk to it. You make sure the roots are fucking nice. You water it. You move it to the other side if the shit ain't too sunny. You give it the attention. And now it grows and lives in your house. And then we call it a parasite.
Cause you know what's crazy? You know what's real crazy? It's like, because then you hear about other shit in the news, nigga, and that shit is whoop whoop done. That's how you know that shit's real. That's how you know it's real. Like, oh, there was a shooting today at fucking downtown crossing, nigga, and that's it. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Shit that they keep in the news, whatever. It's because they want reaction. They want that. They want it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. And I'm just saying it's so crazy, but it's not really crazy. It's so, like, structured. Like, it's a structured thing. Like, it's so obvious what it is, what's going on, you know?
What that motherfucker say from shit. Master Disguise. It's so crazy. It just might work.
Right.
And it's been working.
Yep.
They've been doing it to you. We've been talking about it. From the symbolism to the Satanism to the occult shit to the fucking the way they talk. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Once I started learning about Edward L. Bernays, who would be considered the father of propaganda, and how but let's not even. I can even rewind it even further. Paul Revere propaganda with his stuff, what he was doing, But these people, these fathers and mothers of propaganda, once I learned about them and how they basically spread rumors to incite action from the people.
Was the British never really on the way?
They were. They probably were. They probably weren't.
But propaganda though.
But it was the point of it. But I learned about that. The British are coming. That was a propaganda lesson.
See.
So he didn't know if they was coming, but he wanted everybody to be ready. That was.
That's what we're.
That's what we're saying. Like, they will just say shit just to get you to do what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To fulfill their narratives.
Think about it. What'd they say? There was gonna be a shortage of some shit, right? Motherfuckers bought the shit off them shelves. My G.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't even supposed to be eating every day, but you sold them motherfuckers out, right?
They were like, how can we stimulate the economy? How can we get people to buy stuff? Because everybody's trying to save their money.
Exactly. We're gonna give them all this money, but they can't keep it.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna tell them the shit's about to run out, so they could buy the shit, so we could get a little bit of that back, or get most of it back. And what do people do? Go straight to the shit. But shout out to the people. I also say though, shout out to the people that I'm seeing more and more starting their own gardens and their own agricultural systems. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to you guys. Yeah, it's gonna be small right now, but that's just to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people haven't been doing that for many years because we neglected to listen to our grandparents and so on and so forth, and our parents neglected to listen to their parents and their grandparents, so they didn't really pass down a lot of knowledge to our generations right now. That's like the adults right now. So shout out to you guys for changing. Hopefully get your kids into it, get your kids, your grandkids, if you have grandkids, get them all into the idea of agriculture, livestock, using their hands, building, all that woodwork, craftsmanship, any type of craftsmanship, or in general, craftswomanship, also, what I'm saying, like, just get into your stuff, seamstress, all that, all of them, they all matter, the more you can do, the less dependent you will feel,
Exactly. Self-sustain your ass. I mean, self-sustain yourself.
Yeah.
And your ass too. Clean it.
The behind, booty.
You know what I mean? But yeah, basically because like if we ain't doing anything, I hope we are sparking your interest in something else other than what's being put on TV or what's being put or shown or basically what's being promoted to you, because most of this shit is being promoted. It's not. They're not promoting the good shit. I always say if it's pushing the hood, it's probably twice no good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it makes sense. Like, what do we got? Everybody in the hood. We got liquor stores. We got tobacco. We got cigars. We got fucking more alcohol stores. We probably got one supermarket. And then we got another liquor store. I could go up the streets and just be like, yep, that's a liquor store. That's a this. Right. That's a corner store over there. That's not a Target. That's not a Walmart, my nigga. That's a Stop and Shop, though. All right, cool. But then we got gas stations all over the place. You know what I mean? We got all this shit that basically is oil-based. I'm sure we got pharmacies, maybe some medicine shit, some more shit that makes us sick. You know what I'm saying? Black people got heart problems, they got high blood pressure, they got blah blah blah. So they need to take this, they need to take that, and they go to the doctor and they take this and they take that, and everybody makes fun of everybody when they say just take ginger ale and go to fuck to sleep.
That shit was working for other niggas. Like they not just saying that because I don't know what the fuck else to say. They saying that shit because that shit was official tissue,
bruh. Come on. And I still do ginger ale for stomach aches, and I still take naps, bro.
Dogs.
Like, come on, like this shit's real.
It's my go-to.
They not promoting that though. They not promoting the water. They not promoting veggies. They not promoting the garden.
Because they want that money. They want that bread. They want that whatever copay. You know what I'm saying? They want that. You feel me?
Exactly. See, it's all crazy. It's all wild, man, and it's all promoted by plants. It's
For real.
all promoted by plants,
By
bro.
plans, by just even taking a break, like that's already putting you on. You know what I'm saying? Just taking a break from the shit. You know what I'm saying? Drinking water for a day, a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Not doing nothing else.
Hmm.
That already resets your body. You give yourself some time to freaking break down the shit that you put in there. You good as gold. But I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't got nothing else to say to these people. That's it. That's it. Like we talking about the
Damn.
plants, and we talk about plants and plants. So
And just make sure that you
Think
also
about
look at your black plants too
you know,
in the industry.
yeah,
Just make sure.
yeah, because
Make sure.
they'll send somebody that looks like you to get you.
And they do it.
They do.
That's why you get
Some real shit.
lit.
All right.
And we out. That's crazy, son.